The only thing you own is your story. Just make sure it's a good one. That was a quote I heard on a preview for a new show that's coming out called Faraway Downs just yesterday. And I thought it'd be a perfect intro into this particular learning module regarding storytelling and the power of storytelling. When you have your audience involved in your story, you have them committed to giving you their full attention. Story is still the best, most effective way to connect. And it's how we learn about each other, how we connect with each other, how we can become emotionally involved in a story, how that connection can lead to, people remembering, what are some of the movies and the TV shows and the speakers that have always stand out as being the best. They all have excellent story. So I wanted to talk about what goes into a good story so that you can identify those elements and apply them to crafting your own story. All good stories include 6 key ingredients, okay? So the setting, the descriptions, characters, story arc, message, and lesson learned. So I'm going to share my screen a little bit here and bring that up. And here's a little diagram to help. Okay, the 6 ingredients to a good story. We have setting, descriptions, characters, story arc, message, lesson learned. All of these things together are those elements that you, the storyteller, are the chef, so to say, or the artist. And the fact is we're all artists. We just don't know it. So this is a process in crafting a story of putting these elements together and balancing them out and having them work well together for a story that just flows and provides the audience with those key things they need to know to follow the story, but also become emotionally involved in the story. So when we talk about setting, first and foremost, that is setting the scene for the audience. Where and when is this happening? So that is very important. Then your descriptions. So providing just enough details to put your audience there, whether it be a story that you're telling verbally or writing a story, this is essential because we are visually oriented people, right? People are visually oriented. We have to have those visual cues to give us a frame of reference of to follow in this story. So there's key, you have to provide just enough detail, but not too much detail to overwhelm the listener and the audience. Who are the characters in your story? So your characters, you might be the only character in your story, and that's perfectly fine. Are there other characters that you need to describe up front so we know who they are, the audience knows who they are? Then the story arc, which is what I'm showing here on my screen, is this: every classic story follows this story arc. What it means is you have the beginning, middle, and the end. The beginning is most likely where you're going to have a setting, your descriptions, introduce your characters. Then you're going to have a build up to a key moment. There's always that key moment to a story. Most often it's in the middle, but sometimes it can be at the beginning, sometimes it can be at the end. So that's why this looks like a kind of like a histogram, an arc, right? So that key moment of leading up to and then falling off from that key moment is going into, okay, what was the message of the story? What was the intent of the story? Okay, and then lesson learned, and finally a closure to the conclusion. This is what I learned from this. This is what I hope you learn from this story. So see how all 6 of those elements flow together. And that process of flowing together is what I call the story journey. All right, so let me stop sharing the screen here, go back here. So what I want you to do is to identify those 6 key ingredients in your favorite story, whether it be a movie or an episode from a particular TV show or a book or a play. Even the best songs tell good stories. So, and start to listen for those 6 elements so that you can apply those 6 elements to your own story. Remember, setting, descriptions, characters, story arc, message, lesson learned.